Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the 2023 Subaru Crosstrek. This is finished off in crystal white, and they have a starting MSRP at just over $24,000. So an extremely affordable type of vehicle that you can go on adventures with. As you will see, we'll go over some of those specs. But powering this Crosstrek is a 2-liter 4-cylinder. This model is paired to the 6-speed manual transmission. We have some pink accents up underneath that engine bay as well. And that engine pumps out 152 horsepower, 145 pound-feet of torque, sent through the all-wheel drive system. It propels this 3,100-pound vehicle from 0 to 60 in around 9 seconds. Top speed is 123. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 22 miles in the city, 29 out on the highway. So it's not a performance-oriented style of vehicle. This is for adventures, as you can tell with the lift kit that is installed. Now up front, we have a very small grille with Subaru in the center, some nice trim accents, plenty of cutouts to provide cooling, as well as in the lower section of that plastic bumper. No LEDs for any of the lighting. We do have an aftermarket set of fog lights installed down below, and nice lines coming down the hood. So nothing too fancy with the front end, has that classic Subaru design to it. But this is where we get into some goodies for this particular Crosstrek. This has maybe a 3-4 inch lift kit with 15-inch wheels wrapped in an all-season tire there. Subarus are known for going on adventures. People who buy these go hiking, go to the mountains. You do some off-roading type of trails, gravel, some dirt things like that. And so they already have a pretty good amount of ground clearance for their buyers. But you get into this, and now you really don't have any issues. Maybe with that departure or the breakover angle. However, you're not really doing any hardcore off-roading. You're just going off of the pavement, but plenty of clearance for this. Now we have the side mirrors with the plastic finish, roof rack up top, so you can bring some more items with you. Plastic for the fender arches, as well as the lower section. And then we even have some mud flaps installed, just to keep this a little bit cleaner when you go off the pavement. Now for the rear, the spoilers finished off in gloss black. No LEDs for the rear taillights. There is a backup camera, no parking sensors, however, and a little bit of plastic in each corner there. Now, on this particular model, full-size spare is mounted on the back. Now, you're probably wondering, how do you get into the cargo space with that right in the way? Well, there's this lever here that I already have detached. From there, just pull this lever out. I can pull this towards me, and in a matter of seconds, it'll rest right there so it doesn't go all the way to the ground. You are ready to put your items in or take them out. So it's a really nice mechanism for that full-size spare to still make this a practical daily driver. Now we have all-weather floor mats. They're even installed on the back. So when you fold these seats down, you're not going to damage any of that. So it's nice to have those installed. And with the seats down too, that gives you a lot more interior space. So this is a pretty practical style vehicle, which is nice. And once we get that in, this latch is a little bit funky. There we go. But that's nice and secure, and you are ready to go. Now for the back seats, pretty simple. We do get some carbon fiber-like material surrounding the release handle, kicker audio, and a little bit of storage space. And then a two-tone design for these seats, which is great. At 5'10", I can easily hop in. Where there's not a lot, we have one storage pocket, nothing in the middle, no armrest or cup holders in that middle seat. So it is pretty basic, but it is spacious. Full-size adults won't have any problems riding in the back. And then front door panel is the same. All the window adjustments, side mirror controls, more storage space too. And the front seats are manual adjusting, so all of those are on the side. Same design, of course, as the rears. You have the fuel cap release located down in the footwell. And like I mentioned earlier, we have the 6-speed manual transmission. So I do have to insert the key. We'll put this into neutral, fire it up, and we can go over some of the tech features that are available. Now, this doesn't have a whole lot of technology. For that starting MSRP 24 grand, you really wouldn't expect to see a lot of tech features. So the gauge cluster is very basic, tach and speedometer along with an MPG gauge, and right in the middle, that is all that you get. Fuel, odometer, and trip information, which you can reset over here. On the steering wheel, cruise control is on the right side. Left side, you do get Bluetooth and voice commands, which is nice. So you can pair it through your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We have source for the audio. We have tuning, volume, and then info will go through the top right of that center screen. So there's the time, some AC visuals like your fan speed, outside temperature, and then you can go through some of that. So it's a nice layout. It's very simple, easy to use. Fog lights and traction controls on that left side, along with a dimmer switch for the gauges. And then this screen right here, very simple. You have apps to go into, so you can get into Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a few other music apps. You have media, phone, settings, and then even radio. That is it, but that is all that you need to drive this every day. Home button down below, along with volume and tuning and some other audio adjustments. Climate adjustments are laid out incredibly well too. Fan speed, temperature, and where you would like the air to go. There's some auxiliaries down below, so you can place your phone there or other electronics. And then with the 6-speed manual, pull on this lever up underneath, all the way to the right and down is reverse, so you do get that backup camera. And then we have the rest of the gears, of course. Behind that, 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage for the center armrest. It also has a 12 volt, so you can charge more electronics. And a look out of the visibility, even with that rear tire, it is so open. So it's very easy to see in all directions. Let's get this manual Crosstrek now out on the road. And from second gear, here we go. Definitely not the quickest vehicle, but it is fun that it has the manual transmission. So it gives it that cooler vibe in a sense, because not a lot of vehicles still offer a manual. So kudos to Subaru for even installing a manual transmission in this Crosstrek. Again, I didn't even know that a manual was offered for this. It's not a rally car, it's not a WRX, you know, so it is cool to see that they're keeping the manual transmission alive. So as far as driving this $25,000 vehicle, it's nice. Even though, you know, there's plastic in a lot of areas because of that price point, it doesn't seem like it's cheaply put together. It's a very basic car, but it feels like it's a solid build for that simplicity. And I think that's really, really good to see, because you're not just buying something that's cheap. It has a cheap price, but it's a nice vehicle. It rides very nice. It's very comfortable and quiet. It feels very solid for that price point. So I can see why Subaru owners love driving these. It's a basic vehicle, but it's going to get you from point A to point B, and do so very comfortably. There's no adjustments in the suspension or anything like that. As far as the stock suspension goes, obviously with the lift kit, you have some adjustments that you can make. And let's test out a 3-point turn real quick. Very easy to do with this clutch. Like I said, it's super lightweight, so that really didn't take any effort. But it's definitely a nice vehicle. And as we merge out into traffic again, it is something that you have to wring out the gears a little bit more if you want to get moving. So just keep that in mind, you know, pulling out into traffic, things like that. But the fun factor is there with this manual transmission. I think that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 Subaru Crosstrek. Once again, a huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this for me today. Check out their website. Also, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. And with one last acceleration here, I will see you guys in the next video.